Excerpts from the Inspector General's report are starting to drop, and it looks really bad for Team Hillary. Breitbart is reporting that excerpts from the upcoming Inspector General's report are starting to leak out, and it looks very bad for Team Hillary, for James Comey, for Barack Obama, for John Brennan, for her, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, you name it. All of Team Hillary. This from Breitbart yesterday. Report: Inspector General will declare FBI, DOJ broke law in Clinton email probe. A new report suggests an imminent Inspector General report may rule that FBI and DOJ officials broke the law in their handling of the Hillary Clinton email investigation. Now, this is all part and parcel to a tweet from a guy named Paul Sperry. Paul Sperry is not just some random guy, though. He was the D.C. bureau chief of Investors Business Daily, and now he's a media fellow at the Hoover Institution. Sperry tweeted, breaking, I.G. Horowitz has found, quote, reasonable grounds, end quote, for believing that there has been a violation of federal criminal law in the FBI and DOJ's handling of the Clinton investigation, and has referred his findings of potential criminal misconduct to Huber. Now, Huber is the U.S. attorney in Utah that Jeff Sessions appointed special prosecutor, to Huber for possible criminal prosecution. Now, the difference between a special counsel and a special prosecutor, that a special counsel is an outside appointment. DOJ appoints an outsider to act as a special counsel reporting to somebody in DOJ. A special prosecutor is somebody within DOJ who's given additional duties, given additional jurisdiction, additional scope. That's what Huber is. So Huber's an insider, Mueller's an outsider. It said, I'll read you the rest of the Breitbart story. It's short. In response to growing calls for a second special counsel to probe the Clinton email probe, along with FISA abuses that took place during the 2016 election, Attorney General Jeff Sessions announced in March the appointment of Utah's top federal prosecutor, the U.S. attorney from Utah, John Huber, to probe potential wrongdoing. It was revealed this week that the Inspector General's highly anticipated report was submitted for review. Quote, those invited to view the report were told they would have to sign non-disclosure agreements in order to read it. People familiar with the matter said they're expected to have a few days to craft a response to any criticism in the report, which will then be incorporated in the final version to be released in coming weeks. That reported by the Wall Street Journal. Wall Street Journal story says report on DOJ's handling of Clinton email probe grows near, but they really don't go too deeply into what's in the report. Now, Michael Horowitz, the Inspector General, is an Obama appointee. And he said, this is what Horowitz said when being asked at his confirmation hearing. Mr. Horowitz cited the police corruption case because when he was at DOJ, he presided over a few cases that had to do with police corruption. And he authorized the arrest of officers who were selling drugs. This was a case. Let me go back for this case for you. This was a case back in the 1990s in the NYPD in the 30th Precinct. It was called the Dirty 30. Horowitz was a DOJ guy who oversaw the prosecution of those cops, and those cops were filthy. So when asked at his confirmation hearings years later about that case, he said, quote, I wasn't interested in winning popularity contests as the head of the corruption unit. I was instructed by the U.S. attorney to doggedly pursue corruption, to be independent of the other units in the office, and that's precisely what I did. And so Horowitz seems to be doing the right thing, although, he was an Obama appointee. Who knows? He also slammed Eric Holder on the botched Fast and Furious gun running case, but never recommended criminal charges. Now, I suspect they wouldn't have gone anywhere because Obama was president and Holder was his BFF. The Wall Street Journal story says, quote, officials generally to say they expect Mr. Horowitz to reach good faith conclusions in the coming report. Quote, Horowitz is open-minded and fair, said Matthew Miller, who ran the Justice Department's Public Affairs Office when the Fast and Furious operation first became public. I don't trust anybody in the Obama administration who thinks Horowitz is fair and objective. That means he's biased toward them, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. He did throw Andrew McCabe under the bus. I don't know which way this is going to shake out, but if, as Paul Sperry's tweet indicates, you read that again, Horowitz has found reasonable grounds for believing there has been a violation of federal criminal law in the FBI/DOJ's handling of the Clinton investigation and has referred his findings of potential criminal misconduct to Huber for possible criminal prosecution. Well, if that's true, we might finally get some justice. But I'll tell you something. One thing is for sure. Americans are tired of three standards of justice. One for us, one for the elite, and one for anybody around Hillary Clinton. One for us, one for the elite, and one for anybody around the Clintons. Everybody around them seems to get away with whatever they want to get away with. Break federal law, release classified information, be a generally horrible human being. But as long as you're near the Clintons, you're good to go. Hopefully, the OIG report will put that to bed. Hopefully, the OIG report will shut down Mueller's bogus witch hunt. And hopefully, the OIG report will alleviate the frustration of so many Americans who are sick of those different standards of justice. This is really important content. I want to bring it to you every day. So please subscribe to our premium service at www.therebel.media/shows. Also, go to the App Store, download the Rebel app, and go to firescottisrael.com. Sign our petition to have Broward County, Florida Sheriff Scott Israel removed by Florida Governor Rick Scott. As always, thanks so much for watching. You have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday.